Hi, welcome to the Gemara on Tet Vav Amud Aleph. We're starting the second line up from the bottom of the Amud. This is a review video for the material on sheet number 6. V'chol ze nenu shavet li. This is the quote from Megillah Esther. This is Haman speaking. All of this is worth nothing to me. Amar Rabbi Elazar, Amar Rabbi Chanina. This has been our theme here, things that were said by Rabbi Elazar in the name of Rabbi Chanina. B'sha'ah shera'a Haman et Mordechai yoshev b'sha'ar hamelach. Amar kol ze eino shavet li. In the moment when Haman saw Mordechai sitting in the king's gate, he said, "All of this is worth nothing to me." Kid Rav Chisda, in accordance with that which was said by Rav Chisda, Amar Rav Chisda, because here's what Rav Chisda said: Ze ba bepros boli, v'ze ba bepros boti. Literally, one came from a position of power, and one came, or wealth, and one came from a position of poverty. And Rashi here explains this. Ze ba bepros boli, Mordechai ba elav b'tanat osher, v'Haman ba b'tanat oni. Mordechai came from a position of, or with a claim of wealth, and Haman came with a claim of, or from a position of poverty. Shemachar Haman et atzmo Mordechai kodem lachen yamim rabim b'kikarei lechem, because Haman had actually sold himself to Mordechai many days before that, for loaves of bread, basically indentured servitude. Haman had been very, very poor and had sold himself as a servant to Mordechai, in exchange for loaves of bread. So this sets up the power dynamics between them. Rashi tells you that Boli is Lashon Osher, is the language of wealth, and he brings a proof text. And Boti, Rashi says, is Lashon Aniyut, is the language of poverty, and he brings a proof text for that as well. So that's their relative positions, and that's why Haman is so upset. Amar Rav Papa adds to this, V'karule Avda de Mizdaban Betame. And they called him, like Haman's kind of like nickname was servant who was purchased for loaves of bread. That was how he was known, because it's such sort of an extreme thing that he had to sell himself in this way. Betome, Rashi tells you, Nahama is bread, Bikikarot lechem, so he was purchased for these loaves of bread. Okay. V'chol ze einenu shavet li. And this verse again, all of this is worth nothing to me. That this verse that Haman says, Melamed shechol ginzav shel oto rasha chafukina libo. This teaches us that all of the treasures, all of the storehouses of that wicked person, meaning Haman, were engraved on his heart, meaning he knew exactly how much money he had. Uv'sha'ah shero'eh Mordechai yoshev b'sha'ar hamelach amar kol ze einenu shavet li. And at the moment, in the hour when he saw Mordechai sitting in the gate of the king, he would say, "All of this is worth nothing to me." So when he said the word "this," kol zeh, he knew exactly what he was talking about, like sort of down to the last cent. You can imagine he had exact calculations of how much he was worth, and it was still worth nothing to him as long as Mordechai was there. The Amar Rabbi Elazar Amar Rabbi Chanina, another statement by the same person. Atid HaKadosh Baruch Hu lihiyot atzara berosh kol tzaddik v'tzaddik. In the future, God will be a crown on the head of each and every tzaddik, each and every righteous person. Shene'amar, as it says in Yeshayahu, Bayom hahu yeh Hashem tzvakot la'ateret tzvi, the Gomer. On that day, God will be, the God of hosts will be a crown. And I'm going to show you the full pasuk here, because the Gemara is going to continue to explain these verses. So this is the one we just read. God's going to be a crown of glory and a diadem, which is like a tiara of beauty, to those that remain of his people. And then the psukim go on. U'leruach mishpat leyoshev al hamishpat v'ligvura mishivei milchama sha'ara. And God will also be, right? This is continuing the description of what God will do for these righteous people. God will be a spirit of judgment to one who sits in judgment, and God will be strength for those who turn back the battle at the gate, right? Those who sort of stand at the gate waiting to turn back those who are attacking. We have that pasuk a few times. So those are the psukim here, and then it's going to go on and say some negative things, but we'll get back to that when we get to there in the Gemara. So the Gemara it's going to talk about these righteous people and their reward. So Bayom Hu Hashem Tzvakot La'ateret Tzvi, Mai La'ateret Tzvi U'Tzvirat Tifara. What does it mean? Again, these two phrases, both in the pasuk. What does it mean that God is both Ateret Tzvi, the crown, and also Tzvirat Tifara, a diadem of glory? La'osin Tzivyono Ulamatzpin Tifarto. God is going to do these things for those who do His commands, who keep His commands, and also for those who anticipate God's glory, who are sort of looking forward to Yemot HaMashiach. Yachol Lachol, you might think that this is for all. Talmud Lomar, L'sha'ar amo. Therefore, it teaches us L'sha'ar amo. Again, this continuation of this pasuk, only for the those who are residual among the nation. And the Gemara explains, L'misha mesim atzmo k'shirayim, for the one who makes oneself like shirayim. In other words, one who is very humble. I think maybe Rashi says that here. No, Rashi doesn't say that, but that's the implication of mesim atzmo k'shirayim. So you might think all tzaddikim are going to get this, all tzaddikim who listen to God and anticipate His glory. No, only those who are also extremely humble. Uleruach mishpat, and this is also a continuation of the description of the people that God is going to reward. Zeh hadana yitzro. That's a reference to those who judge their own yetzer hara. Rashi here does comment and says, Dana yitzro kofehu lashuv b'tshuva. So not that they don't make any mistakes, but they force their yetzer hara to repent when they do make mistakes. U'yoshev al hamishpat. Again, continuing in the pasuk the description of the people who will be rewarded. Zeh hadan din emet la'amito. This is someone who makes true judgments. V'ligvura, again, the next word in the pasuk describing these good tzaddikim. Zeh mitgaber al yitzro. This is one who overcomes his yetzer hara. So one who actually, prevents himself from doing bad things. Rashi says, mitgaber al yitzro, eino holech acharav la'avur avira. So one who doesn't even follow his yetzer hara to do bad things in the first place. Continuing in the psukim in Yeshayahu, mishivei milchama. So these people who turn back the battle at the gates. This reference to war means shenosin v'notzin b'milchamta shel Torah. They are part of the give and take. They are part of the back and forth in the war of Torah, meaning in Torah learning. It's a battle. It's a constant back and forth, and they're deeply involved in that. Sha'ara, this description of them standing at the gates. Elu talmidei chachamim shemashkiminu marivin bevatei knesiot ubevatei midrashot. These are the people who get up early and stay late in the Beit Knesset and the Beit Midrash. These are the people who are there early to pray and stay late to learn. Those are also attributes of these people. Now we have a conversation taking place. Amra midat hadin lifnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. God, the midat hadin, God's attribute of justice, said to God, Ribono shel olam, Master of the universe, ma nishtanu elu me'elu. How are these different from these? Meaning, how are the Jews different from the nations of the world? Like, why do you treat them so differently? Amar la HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so God says back, Yisrael asku b'Torah. The Jews learn Torah. Umot ha'olam lo asku b'Torah. But the non-Jews do not. Amar le, so Midat Hadin answers, and this is the very next pasuk in Yeshayahu. Gam ela b'yayin shagu v'shechar ta'u paku piliya. This is, again, the continuation in Yirmiyahu. So these people also, do negative things. So here's the pasuk in Yeshayahu. They too reel through wine and make mistakes in strong drink. Shechar is hard liquor. Kohen and Navi make mistakes. They get drunk. They get confused because of wine. They stagger because of drink. They reel in vision. They totter in judgment. Paku piliya. The JPS at least translates this as they make mistakes in judgment. So Rashi explains these elu, gam ela, elu harashaim hanidonim begehenom. These are the wicked people, the wicked Jews, meaning who are judged in Gehenom. Meaning even Jews can do bad things. B'yayin shagu klamar afhem asu kehem lefichach danam. Right? They also did bad things, right, they do like them, meaning the wicked Jews can behave like the non-Jews, and so God judges them. And paku pilya, the Gemara assumes in this context means the Gehinom nishpatu, so they get sent to Gehinom. So ein paku ila Gehinom. That's what the Gemara says. There's no paku, right? The word paku only means Gehinom, meaning it can only mean Gehinom. Shene'emar, and here's the proof text for that. V'lo tiyeh zot lecha lepuka. We saw this pasuk quoted before. This is what Abigail says to David when he wants to kill Naval and seems he wants to sleep with her. So she says, "This will not be for you for a stumbling block. Like this is not the thing that's going to send you to hell." In the formulation that the Gemara is offering here. So the Gemara says, "Well, paku always means gehinom, and pliya ve'in pliya ela dayanin." And Pliya always means judges. Shene'emar, as it says in Shemot, v'natan b'flilim. The case will go before judges is talking about like assessing damages. So the idea being it's not an exact equivalence. These are proof texts in the midrashic sense, but the Gemara derives from this verse that paku pliya means they'll be judged for hell. So even Jewish people, if they make serious mistakes, can be judged just as seriously as the Umot HaOlam, or can be, at least they have a similar process of judgment, but they also get punished. They don't get a free pass if they do things that are not appropriate. Okay, we will pause here.